Hey there, my name is Alex, I am the Silver Mont, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the ACNES 8bitdo Ultimate Bluetooth Controller. As somebody who has been playing games for a while, a good controller is of course one of the most important things, as so many games require it, and I've used a lot of controllers over the years. The 8bitdo Ultimate is one I picked up August last year, so I've been using it every day for about a year now. I wanted to wait a considerable time before I reviewed it, just so I could see how it holds up over that time, as for me that's the important thing. I've tried PS5 and the latest Xbone controllers, and both of those had issues after a few months, and it isn't like I have giant gorilla hands that just smash and break controllers. That said, it's been increasingly common lately, I feel. I remember I had my Wii U back in the day, and I wasn't even halfway through the first game I was playing on it, Twilight Princess Remaster or something, and the giant Wii U tablet thing was like creaking and feeling like it was going to snap already. Controllers these days just seem to have awful build quality. I have a GameCube controller from 2002 that still works, and is the controller I used for 2,000 hours in Smash Bros, and it works fine. Meanwhile, my PS5 controller developed stick drift after a few months of very light usage, like maybe 30 minutes a day, and that's being generous. It also got the creaky triggers. At any rate, this particular model I have here is a red one that I bought off Amazon, from ACNES, but aside from the colour, it should be functionally the same as the other 8bitdo Ultimates. Now there's a few variations of this controller, and it's always hard to review things when every year they bring out a new model which might be slightly different. But this version came in Bluetooth and just non-Bluetooth. This version can be used for the Switch, that's what Bluetooth is for, or for Windows. I'm using it for the latter. I have it set to 2.4G, though I could in theory use it with Bluetooth on my computer as well. Now, this is an older model at this point, which means they have a newer version out on the website, but I can still find this version for around £50 on Amazon and other places. It comes with a charging dock, and the toggle on the back, as mentioned, means it can be used for wireless via 2.4G or Bluetooth. The way I have it set up is that the charging dock plugs into the PC via USB, then you plug the dongle into the charging dock, and the controller connects to, essentially, the charging dock for, that's where its wireless dongle is. Lift the controller from the dock and it automatically turns on and connects to the computer. Place it back in the charging dock and it turns off and begins charging. Functionally, I've had no problems with getting this controller set up and working. It's very plug and play. Unlike the PS5 controller, which at times requires a bit more fiddling around to get it to work at all. This one's very native. I think it mostly gets picked up as an Xbone controller, but the button layout isn't exactly the same as that, so it might say like, oh, press A, and you'll be looking down like, oh, that's not the A button, but that's a very minor issue. You can check the site for all the features and details, like back pedals, profile swapping buttons, and so on. What I'm going to focus on here is what problems, if any, I've had with this controller, and how has it been to use for a year. Well, the battery life is great. It's another thing that I didn't really think about when I bought a PS5 controller, but it's never run out on me. My PS5 controller, it would. The charging dock certainly helps with that, of course, because it means whenever you're not using it, it gets charged up and then goes to sleep or whatever. But it has a larger battery capacity too. I've been able to play, well, very recently I've been playing like Clair Obscur, sometimes all day on the weekend, and it doesn't run out. The reason I decided to grab this controller though, specifically, is for the analog sticks, which are Hall Effect joysticks. They feel functionally more or less the same, maybe slightly more resistance than, say, again, the PS5. But supposedly these ones don't develop stick drift. So far, they have not. The stick drift I've experienced in other gamepads lately has been severe. There's also been no sticky buttons so far with this one. The only issue, really, that I've had with it is that the triggers are a little creaky. If I hold it up to my ear, I can hear them creaking now and then. And that started in the last month or two, but it still functions fine, and I'm going to hold the controller up to the microphone and see if it picks up the creaking. Well, as you can see, or hear, it's not an every time thing, because I just tried it right in front of this microphone, and this microphone picks up birds from like 2 miles away, and it didn't pick up any creaking, and that was with the microphone set to full sensitivity as well, so as you can see, it's not really a big issue. I'm just very sensitive to weird little sounds like that for, who knows, ADHD reasons. Overall though, I'm satisfied with this controller. Has it made me noticeably better at games? No, it's a controller. But it's comfortable, it has good battery, none of the buttons are broken, no stick drift, no issues setting it up, and at the end of the day, that's what I think is important in a product. Does it work? Does it keep working after some time? All those fancy haptic feedback triggers on the PS5, for example, yeah, it was cool for like an hour, and then I usually just ended up turning it off in competitive games because it was distracting, and then it got stick drift, which effectively rendered this like £70 controller unusable after a few months. That's unacceptable. But so far I can give this 8bitdo controller my recommendation. If you've used any 8bitdo products, do share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Worth pointing out this isn't a sponsored video or anything, I just got this one because I'd heard good things. But thanks for watching, see you later.